Hey everybody, welcome to 7th grade social studies. Hi Katana, good to see you're here. I know this is a little bit earlier than normal. I try to go on about 1 o'clock, but if you didn't see the Google Hangouts thread, Mr. Siriani I think is going to go on later this afternoon. So I want to make sure that he had some time to go live, and we wouldn't have two things going on at once if that's possible. But if you're in 8th grade and you're joining the 7th grade group today, that's fine. I did do a short video that what I made last night. It got posted this morning around 9 o'clock. So if you want to stay for the live stream, again, more than welcome, but you can also check out the video that went up earlier today. And the plan really is to kind of go over the assignment that is posted on Google Classroom. And this is the only additional assignment that I have given out for you guys. There is the packet work that you guys got a couple weeks ago, if you came to school and picked that up. And it seemed like by last week, most of us were finished or getting near completion. So just one additional assignment is posted on Google Classroom. So if, again, you have access or if you're able to get to Google Classroom at home, please check that out. It's just an article from Junior Scholastic, similar to ones that we went in class and over the last couple of years. All the information and directions are posted on that assignment. So I will be going over that for today's lesson primarily. But I really like the article because it connects very well to what you guys were looking at with the packet work, looking at the different branches of government and some of the roles and responsibilities. And the article that we'll get to here in just a couple minutes focuses on the census that the government has to do every 10 years. So we'll give a couple more minutes to let people join in if they want. Again, good to see that you're here, Katana. And last time I checked, I know that there was only a couple students that actually have already completed the assignment, and those were both from 6th grade. So again, there's no rush on this assignment. It's due like really when you guys come back from spring break. So you have today, tomorrow, got a week off, and then when we come back, you guys can try to get back and get caught up on the work. But obviously more than welcome to. You did it? Okay. Yeah, it's been a little while since I checked. I think I checked a half hour or maybe an hour ago. I can't remember off the top of my head because we've had a busy morning. My son Kellen did a little Hangouts thing with his preschool teacher. So that was at 10 this morning, and then the twins and have all just been kind of crazy. But, they finally did sleep, but it wasn't the nap that I was hoping for yesterday. That's good. Katana, it's good to hear it. So hopefully it wasn't too hard. Like I said, we'll give it a couple minutes here to see if anybody else wants to join in on the live chat. So, Katana, hope you and everybody in your home is doing well and staying safe and staying inside as much as possible. I know that, people need to go out to the store to get groceries and stuff like that, and get a little fresh air. Maybe do like a walk around the neighborhood if you can. But I hope everybody's doing well. I know it's still kind of hard to believe that everything is going on the way that it is. But on the bright side, I guess, we have spring break next week, so you don't need to worry about school a whole lot. So it's going to be kind of nice. Yeah, that's good. That's good. We're trying to keep our sanity here too, and I think for the most part the boys are doing all right. They're not going too stir crazy. Been here the whole time, but hope everything's is okay. Yeah. Who is this? Is this Nick, right? That way I can just kind of take attendance and mark off who's here and who's not. If I remember correctly, I think this is Nick, but just let me know if that is you, Nick, or if it's somebody else. Evan's here? Okay. Hey, Evan. Yeah, Nick. Okay, that's what I thought, just making sure. And since if you guys are just kind of joining us, or if you got in just a little bit late, we're probably give it till about 10 after before we get into the assignment. Again, it is posted on Google Classroom if you haven't taken a look at it yet. So pretty much what I'm going to do is just do a quick walkthrough of the assignment. I'll do the read aloud. I'll read it out loud to you guys if that kind of helps. I know some of us kind of prefer that. We like to listen to it, whether it's on the Chromebook or maybe just kind of read with a group. So that's what I'll try to do here and answer any other questions that you guys may have about that. Um, but we'll get started here in just a couple minutes. I want to see if anybody else is going to join us. And again, sorry, going live here a little bit earlier than normal. It's because science, I think, is going to be going on later about 1 o'clock. That's what Mr. Sirion had posted in the Hangouts thread. So I just wanted to make sure everybody had an opportunity to see that if they did not get it this morning. So I know teachers have been dealing with technology issues on our end. So for some reason, they are messing around with our email. So we're saying that, we can't necessarily get it right now. So I don't know what's going on. I know that some of us students have had issues with technology, so it's really no different for the teachers here that, we have to jump through these hoops as well. I know it's not the most exciting thing. So let's see if this works. This is like my third time trying to get it back into my phone. All right, so let's do this. Okay, let's see if that works. So Nick and Evan, I hope you guys are staying safe, staying inside as much as you can, because may not, here in Ohio may not seem as serious as it is like in other parts of the world or other parts of the country, but this whole thing is getting kind of crazy. So just make sure you guys are staying safe and trying to avoid large groups if you can. I know it is crazy. Keep on trying to check in every once in a while for like news updates, but I don't want to get overwhelmed with it and just be like sad and depressed the whole time. But so I try to keep my mind occupied, whether watching some new shows, playing some games, reading stuff like that. So here in about a minute, again, I'll do a quick walkthrough of the assignment, kind of read it for you guys if you need it. If you got questions about the assignment, now would be your time to ask. Either you can do that here in the live chat, or if you think of one later. Yeah, I think everybody kind of gets to that point, Evan, especially on breaks. I know when I was like in college, when we have long breaks from like winter break after we take finals and stuff, and your classes don't start until like mid to late January. It's like, all right, it's like week 3. I want to go back, go to class and stuff like that. I kind of feel the same way. I think everybody just kind of wants to be back. Hey, Daniel. I think everybody just kind of wants to be back at school to kind of get that sense of normalcy back in their life, because, this is new for everybody, adults, teachers, everybody. We've never really experienced anything like this, but I hope everybody's taking it seriously. I know you guys are, so that's good to hear. Everybody's staying safe. So since it's about 10 after, what I'll do here is just kind of do a quick walkthrough of the assignment, do the reading, go over the questions. I'm obviously not going to answer the questions for you guys, but a couple of us maybe seem like we have already answered it. That's cool to see. So if this is the first time you're hearing about the newest assignment, it is posted on Google Classroom. So if you are able to sign into your Google account, it should be the top thing that you guys see on your classroom. So since you guys are all from Lunar here, what I'm going to do is just do a walkthrough, like I said. So I posted this, I think, Tuesday, so a few days ago, but should be the very top thing that you guys see there. It's called like Junior Scholastic Census article. Okay. So, mine looks a little bit different. And normally, like in class, I don't put a whole lot of instructions or directions on the assignments, but since, I can't speak to everybody, there are some instructions that you guys need to follow on the assignment on Google Classroom. So it's going to have you click on the article, why everybody's talking about the census. And if it's asking you to sign in, just say you're a student, and then you should be able to sign in with Google Classroom. If for any reason that you can't get to the article on Scholastic's website, I did also attach a PDF of the article. Okay. So there looks like there's a lot of like attachments or things connected to this assignment. So there's the article, both taking you to Scholastic's website. There's a PDF of the article and also the Google Forms. And that's where the 10 questions or the little quiz is about this assignment. And all the questions are multiple choice. There's no writing, no typing, anything that you guys need to do in that sense. So, okay, sorry. So once mine loads up, I'll get on the reading. But yeah, it's asking me to log in just like it would for you guys. So I have to go jump through all those hoops just like you guys do. So I hope everybody can access this article or this assignment on Google Classroom. If not, please let me know in the chat. If I need to make like a Google Doc of this, I can try to do that for you guys. But this is something that we've done before in the last like year or two that, we've had class together. We haven't done a whole lot of the Google Form stuff, but we've done enough. I think that you guys should remember how to do this. The only thing that's kind of different about this is that when you get to the Google Forms quiz or the assessment, apologies if you can hear the craziness going on downstairs with my boys screaming. But again, the only real difference is that at the very top of the Google Forms thing, it's going to ask you to just type in your email address, the school one. That way, when you submit the quiz, I can see the scores and then I can give them back to you. So that's why it's asking for the email address. So please make sure you type it in, correctly. All right. So mine's finally loading and it looks like it's ready. Again, this is on Google Classroom, guys. If you haven't taken a look at it, that's why everybody's talking about the census. Hopefully it works for you. If not, please let me know in the chat. If it doesn't work, like I said, I also posted a PDF of the article. And for the most part, it is the same article. Okay. Just a few things before I start reading. This article is not too long. It's a short introduction and broken up into 3 different sections, kind of the big main points of this article and kind of breaking down the census as to why it's important. So, why everybody's talking about the census. The government is preparing to take its once-a-decade count of every person in the United States. Here's what you should know. All right. So this is the introduction paragraph that I'm going to start. So the United States is counting on Americans to count themselves. April 1st, yesterday, marks the official start of the 2020 U.S. Census, a nationwide tally of every person living in the country. The federal government conducts a census every 10 years, something that's required by the Constitution. As part of this national headcount, U.S. residents answer a short questionnaire about themselves and their households. Their collective responses provide the government with important data about the country's population. The results help determine everything from how to distribute tax dollars to where to build new schools and public parks. And by law, the United States Census Bureau uses data collected from the census for statistical purposes only. It keeps people's individual responses private. So again, it's really just looking at the statistics, like personal information that is kept private. It's really just looking at like the numbers and the statistics. So how is this census conducted? What kinds of questions are in it, and how will the information the government gathers affect your life? Here's what you need to know. So, right off the bat, if you guys wanted to take a look at it, ask your parents or aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa, whoever you live with, because more than likely they should have received it in the mail by now. And this year's census is a little bit different. It's kind of new since we live in the age of technology. And you guys will see later on in the article, if you haven't checked it out yet, that this is the first time that people can complete it online. So if you really want to see what the census looks like, ask your parents or ask your families, because this will be something that you have to do when you guys are of age and have to complete this. The next one will be in 2030, then 2040, and every 10 years. All right, so part 1 here. Who gets counted in a census and how? So the census aims to tally every person living in the country, including citizens, non-citizens who are here legally, and undocumented immigrants. Deployed military members, people in prison, and homeless people are also counted. So earlier this year, the Census Bureau mailed a notice to every known household in the nation detailing how to participate. In fact, I actually got two here, I think, for some reason. I don't know. They are both within a couple days of each other. It was like a blue paper, like a light blue paper. Most people are encouraged to respond to the questions by mail, by phone, or new this year via the internet. So prior to this year, it was only by mail or by phone that you would answer. Again, with it being 2020 and a lot of people having kind of reliable internet access, that's one of the ways that you can respond to the census. So to ensure that everybody is counted, the Bureau plans to hire about 500,000 workers to go door to door starting next month to collect answers from people who haven't responded. Well, I wonder how that's going to change with the current situation going on right now. So we'll see. Maybe we'll probably see less people going door to door. I really don't know. So maybe keep an eye out for that, depending on how long this stay-at-home order goes. You may see some people coming around about the census. You may not. My guess is that it's probably going to be mostly phone calls and stuff like that, or emails. I don't know. That picture shows a census worker from the last census in 2010 in Florida. So it looks like they give them some sort of uniform, a hat, and a colored shirt. That way they're visible, I guess. Okay, so section 2 here. What questions are included? Hey, Tristan. And if you guys have questions about the article as I'm reading, let me know. Put them here in the chat so I can try to answer something. Don't feel like you need to wait until the very last second or wait till I'm finished to ask a question. So if you got something that just doesn't make sense or you're not sure about something, let me know. So what questions are included? So the census asks respondents about their age, sex, race, and more. Everyone in each household must answer the question, or someone else, such as a parent or spouse, must answer for them. My wife completed ours. She did it in the kitchen because sometimes that's our only escape for like a couple minutes away from the boys when they're being all crazy. She did it. She completed the census for us on our phone. And some of the questions, asking about like the ethnicity or like their ancestry. So like, where did my parents come from, or what kind of ethnicity am I? Which I was kind of caught off guard, but that's one of the questions. So I said, on my mom's side, they're mostly Irish, and on my father's side, they're mostly Russian. So they may ask questions like that. But again, if you're curious, you can ask your family members what the specific questions are. All right, so looking here at the second paragraph, respondents will not be asked whether they are U.S. citizens. President Donald Trump's administration tried to have that question added, but the Supreme Court blocked it, saying it could discourage participation among undocumented immigrants who may fear deportation. And this was kind of a big deal very late last year, earlier this year, about when the census was about to be made and like sent out. And also in this paragraph, you see a good example of the checks and balances of our government. Again, that's not something we have got into a whole lot yet with the packets. We are really just looking at the 3 different branches. But the next part, the next packet that you guys will probably get after spring break will look at the checks and balances of our government and other parts of our government. Dimitri decided to lock me in the attic yesterday as an April Fool's Day prank. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I know. Some people kind of just ignored April Fool's Day because of the seriousness of everything going on, but it's not a very cool thing to do, Dimitri. So maybe he's trying to get revenge on you for something, Katana. I don't know. All right, so back to the article. If we look at the little infographic there, you can see some things that are new about the census. People obviously can answer online for the first time. It will count same-sex couples, both married and unmarried. And the survey is now offered in 13 languages, including Arabic, because English is not the only language spoken in the United States. There are many, many languages. And, the United States actually does not have an official language. I'm sure he's probably going to come up with some sort of reason, Katana, even if you didn't do anything. But yeah, so that's kind of cool that it offers that many languages because again, the United States is made up of a big mix of people. Okay, it's not just one type or not just one language is spoken. Um, I think outside of Mexico, the United States is like the next country with the most Spanish-speaking people. That even includes Spain, where that is the language. But okay, give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to go see if I can help out with these kiddos. Um, so if you want to finish reading the article, go ahead. I'll be back in just a minute to kind of see what's going on. Everything all right down there? You want me down there real quick?
Helen's pooping.
Okay, sorry guys. I'm sure you could probably hear the craziness going on downstairs. I don't know. I think the twins have hit their limit. Maybe early nap time for them. So we'll see. But hopefully I can finish this for you. Okay, so back to the article. And Tristan, if you're joining us a little bit late, what I'm going over right now, bud, is the newest article on Google Classroom, newest assignment that was posted on Google Classroom just a couple days ago. It's looking at the census that the United States government does every 10 years. The instructions are posted on the assignment, so please make sure you read those. Again, when it's going to have you sign into Scholastic, just sign in with Google Classroom. If for any reason that does not work, okay, there is a PDF of the article as well. So that should be able to work on just about any browser, whether it's like Safari, Chrome, Firefox, anything like that. And you can read the article there. Okay. So I'm just about finished with this article. Again, it's pretty short. So section 3 here. So why does the census matter? So census data helps the government determine how to distribute about $675 billion a year in federal funds. Again, that's billion with a B. So that's a lot of money. That money is used for everything from repairing highways to building schools. Businesses also use the data. For example, a clothing company might analyze census statistics to decide where to open new stores. Census results also determine how many seats each state gets in the United States House of Representatives. Okay, so this is going back a little bit to the PAC at work. House of Representatives, remember that's one part of Congress. Okay, well, stay as long as you can, bud. But if you need to get going, we understand. Before looking back to the article, so the House of Representatives, that's one part of the legislative branch. The other is the Senate. Okay, so House seats are based on each state's share of the nation's population. Because the total number of House seats, which is 435, doesn't change, some states may gain or lose seats after each census. And this is true of Ohio. I know in the year 2000, Ohio had a different number of votes or electoral votes in the Electoral College. I believe it was like 18 or maybe even like 22. I can't remember exactly. But then in 2010, because a large number of people from the state of Ohio moved elsewhere because of the lack of jobs, we lost votes in the Electoral College. And I think it's down to like 16 or 18 now. So this is how the census data does affect things like the president or, a state's influence in how a president is how the state, sorry, lost my train of thought, got a notification. So things like the census data does help, or it does, influence the Electoral College in terms of what state has how many votes. And we'll kind of make all sense of this later. So get back to the article here. That in turn affects presidential elections, as each state is allotted votes in the Electoral College based on the number of seats in Congress. So the Electoral College is the process that a president is chosen. This is one of the rare occurrences in the United States politics where a popular vote will not necessarily get you the win. So the Electoral College is how a president is chosen. Right? So the 2020 census data, however, won't affect November's presidential election because officials won't begin releasing the data until December. So it will affect next presidential election in 2024, okay? Because we'll see the different changes in each state's vote. Okay? All right, so that's the article. Again, you can read it by yourself, or if you're following along with me, that's really up to you. So I'm going to suggest that you guys keep the article open on a different tab, and then if you head back to Google Classroom, go ahead and open the Google Forms attachment there. It's called Know the News, again, why everybody's talking about the census. In the instructions, I titled it something different because I had a copy of it, and but when I attached it, they changed the name of it for some reason. But this Google Forms, if you just open it up, give it a second. Again, at the very top, it should be asking you for your email address. So just type in the one that you would use for the school. So, first name, last name, 24, 25, whatever your guys' number is, then at sa-students.org. So again, we need that. That way I can see the scores and I can send them back to you once these are graded. And there's 10 questions, all multiple choice, and keep the article open on the tab that we can go back into the text and look for the potential answers there. Again, this is not meant to kind of trick you guys or be, sorry, got a sneeze coming. Sorry, my bad. Trying not to make a big old uggo face while I'm streaming here. So anyway, central idea of the article. So let's go ahead and take a look at the question here. Again, I'm not going to answer them for you guys, but I'll kind of review them and kind of just give some helpful hints, I guess, as to how to complete it. But again, the key part of this, I think, is going to be keeping the article open so you can refer back to it. So question number 1, what is the central idea of the article? So what is the main point? Is it that officials will begin releasing data from the 2020 census in December? B, this year's census is offered in 13 languages. C, the U.S. Census Bureau plans to hire about 500,000 workers this year. Or census responses give the government important data about the United States population. Again, which one of these is kind of the big idea of the article? Not necessarily these specific details, but which one is looking at the big picture? So question 2. Thank you. Hey, Jeremiah. So Jeremiah, if you're just joining us, what I'm doing is going over the Google Classroom assignment that was posted earlier this week. It's a Junior Scholastic article over the census. And again, it connects very well, I think, to looking at the different roles and responsibilities of the branches of government, because the census is something that the government has to do every 10 years as required by the Constitution. So what we're going over right now, Jeremiah, is the Google Forms kind of quiz or the short assessment over the article. The article is pretty short. It's got a short introduction and then 3 little sections and then 10 questions on the Google Forms. When you get to the Google Forms part of it, just make sure you type in your email address. That way I can get the scores and I can send them back to you whenever I grade them. Okay. So moving on to question 2 here, which statement about the census is true? That results determine how much seats each state get in the United States Senate. It does not count U.S. military members deployed overseas. It asks respondents about their age, sex, and race. Or D, it can only be completed over the phone. So again, keep the tab of the article open so you can see which one of these matches up. Again, it's just kind of using process of elimination here, guys. Number 3, when does the 2020 census officially begin? March 23rd, April 1st, November 3rd, or December 1st? Again, just refer back to the article. All the answers are back in the reading. So just, again, that's why I'm strongly suggesting that you keep the article up. So moving on to number 4, the blank requires the federal government to conduct a census for every 10 years. Constitution, Electoral College, House of Representatives, or the President. Again, these kind of things are stated. Just see which one is directly stated in there. Again, if you need to go back into the article or look at specific sections, you can. So for this one, this may be in the introduction part of the article. So number 5 now. So census data helps the government determine how to distribute about how much, and we're looking for money here, in federal funds a year. So 135 billion, 350 billion, 435 billion, or 675 billion. All those are a lot of money, obviously. So again, these might be the one of the times where it's maybe a little tricky. So don't just guess like the biggest one necessarily or the smallest one. Just go back to the article and see which one matches up, because it does state it directly. So according to the article, number 6, according to the article, the census aims to count all of the following people except people in prison, homeless people, immigrants who live in the United States, or D, travelers visiting the United States from other countries. So just make sure, again, you go back and see which one matches up. Number 7 now. Which of these statements is an opinion? Okay, so not necessarily a direct fact stated in the article, but an opinion of somebody. So the Census Bureau keeps people's individual responses private. This year, people can answer census questions online for the first time. Helping the government determine how to distribute federal funds is the most important reason to respond to the census, or each state is allotted electoral college votes based on the number of seats it has in Congress. So which one of these is an opinion? You might need to use process of elimination here again. Just maybe go through each of the options and see if you can find it in the, why do y'all do Google Classroom? So I probably won't be going till about, I probably won't be doing a full hour, Nick. I'll probably just finish the quiz here. So I'm guessing maybe about 12:45-ish, So that's probably how long you can anticipate this being. Jeremiah, why do we use Google Classroom? Well, I use it. I've tried to use it as much as possible in the regular kind of school year. You're familiar with that in 6th grade and this year. And it's an easy way and one of the few ways that we can connect with you guys without actually being in the same place. So that's, the assumption is, and I don't know whether it's a good assumption necessarily, is that most people should have a decent or kind of a reliable internet access. So and the emails that you guys use on the Chromebook should work on whatever device you guys use, whether it's a phone, tablet, or a regular computer or desktop, Chromebook, whatever, again, you guys have at home. It just makes it a little bit easier. Again, that's assuming a lot. That's assuming everybody has an internet connection. That's assuming everybody has a device or two at home. So we just do what we can. So that's also why the packets were given out to students. So there was like that paper version, even if you don't have internet access, you could still complete the paper version. But, this is just the most efficient way to reach the most students. That's kind of what was agreed upon. So it's kind of really up to the teacher how often and how much they want to use Google Classroom. It's something that I've used the entire time at Summit Academy while I've been here. So I like it. I like that it connects very easily. You guys like technology and computers, so that's why I try to use it as much as possible. But again, with the assumption that everybody has a strong internet or a decent internet connection at home, maybe asking a lot. So, but yeah, that's primarily why we use it, bud. It's one of the easiest, ways to connect with students, given the current situation of things. All right, so we had a few more questions about the article here. So I think number 8 is the next one. So the photo at the bottom of page 11 best supports which detail from the article. Now I know on the article, if you're looking at the website, it doesn't have page numbers, but what you can do if you look at the left-hand side of the article, there should be an option where it says Open Magazine View. Okay, if you open it, or I can just tell you the picture that it's asking at the bottom is the one with the census worker, the lady in the green hat and t-shirt. That's the one that the question is referring to. That. But if you want to see for yourself, again, just open like presentation view. Page 10 has the yellow map there, and then page 11 has the picture at the bottom. Again, the census worker, the lady in the green. That's the picture that this one is referring to. So, so the photo at the bottom of page 11 best supports which detail from the article. So this picture helps us understand what part or what response here is that the United States Census Bureau uses data collected from the census for statistical purposes only. The Bureau plans to hire about 500,000 workers to go door to door starting next month. C, the respondents will not be asked whether they are U.S. citizens. Or D, businesses also use the data. Again, just see which option here, which response best aligns or best connects with the picture. I think this one's kind of obvious. So you got a picture of the worker. So which one of that which option does that picture best connect with? That's really what this is asking. So number 9 now, 2 more left. According to the article, the Supreme Court, does it use census data to determine whether states gain or lose seats in the House of Representatives? B, block Trump administration from adding a citizenship question to the census. C, ruled that the census had to count married or unmarried couples of the same sex. Or D, decides where companies should open stores. And this is something that is directly stated. I believe this was in, let's see what section this was in. I just want to make sure to tell you guys the right thing. I believe this was in section 2. Okay, so if you're struggling with this one, this can be found in like number 2. Okay. So will we have another winter bag thing this month? Probably. Okay, so I don't know if you heard Jeremiah. This mouth, I saw the typo. The governor of Ohio, closed schools until May 1st. So things could still change, after that point. So depending on how things go here in the state of Ohio, maybe we'll be going back to school after May 1st, or school could be closed down the rest of the year. But we have the rest of this week. You guys and us, the teachers, have spring break next week. And then the following week, more than likely, yes, you guys will probably be getting more like Blizzard bag work packets or assignments. So more information, things like that would be posted, or you guys will be notified about things like that. But if I had to guess one way or another, Jeremiah, yes, you guys will be getting another round of Blizzard bag material, because the first one was meant to have you guys, should last about 3 weeks or so. And it seemed like a lot of you guys, at least for the social studies one, got it done pretty quickly. But the other stuff, how long is spring break? A week. I guess a week and a half if you want to look at, okay, it starts Friday, after like 4 o'clock or something. And then you guys have just got a new phone and was wondering what the name of the school group chat on Hangouts. But our spring break, Nick, to answer your question really quick, is April 6th through the 10th. Do we have to be all the way done with all of them? Because I'm not done with all the work. Well, this first round of packet material, bud, you want to try to get done. I believe we're going to have a day where you guys can drop it off at the school, just like you went to school to pick it up. But yeah, this is how we're going to grade your guys' work. So, try to get as much, we want to try to get it all done, Jeremiah. That way you can earn a grade for it. So, a lot of this extra stuff that we're doing, like the YouTube Live, I get that some of us can access it, maybe not everybody. But this time's meant to help. So yeah, try to get it all done if you can, okay, for each grade. And, if you haven't already subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do hit the notification, the little bell, and select all. That way you can try to get all the notifications whenever videos go live or whenever videos are posted. And Nathaniel, I think the name of the things is, I believe it's Summit Academy students. Yeah, Akron Middle students is the name of the thread or the group chat on there. I could try to post the link again if that would work, or if somebody has it and can share that with Nathaniel, that would be helpful. Because I know there's been some issues when we've tried to get him into the group chat, but if somebody wants to share it with him, it would be greatly appreciated. Okay, sorry. All right. So we have one more question to get through, question 10 here. Which detail would be least important to include in a summary of the article? Again, think of what you do when you write a summary, really just trying to hit the main points of the article. So which one of these do you think you could leave out? That the goal of the census is to count every person living in the United States. That B, the next U.S. president election will take place in November. C, people can answer the census questions online. Or D, the census involves a short questionnaire about U.S. residents and their households. Think again. I would say use process of elimination here. Think of which one does not make the most sense, or which one of these options does not connect back to the census. Okay, to me, it's pretty apparent, pretty clear that 3 of these do kind of relate or talk about the census. Which one does not? Again, after you're done answering these 10 questions, just click submit. And obviously, if you haven't already, just make sure you type in your email address there at the top and click submit. And then once these start coming in, I can then grade them and get them back to you guys. Again, I'm giving you guys really till about after spring break to get this done. But if you want to get it done, get it out of the way, I would strongly recommend doing that. But yeah, I'll stay on for a few more minutes. But again, we kind of read through the article, went through the questions here on the little quiz. Again, all of them are multiple choice, so there's nothing you need to type or to respond to. It was the Blizzard bag work packet and this. These are the only 2 kind of things that social studies that you're being asked to do during this first 3-week break. And like Jeremiah asked, yes, you guys will more than likely be having another round of Blizzard bag material, more packets, yay packets, to complete until about May 1st. Again, that's the next kind of deadline. We'll see what happens after that. By that date, we may say, or we may hear the news that we are going back to school for the last few weeks, or no, school is going to be canceled or done for the rest of the year. Next week is spring break. Sorry, I got like a little buffering issue. Next week is spring break, so if you want to take a break from work, go ahead. If you get bored and it's like I need something to do, check back the work, or check the work. Hey, Carmelo. So just make sure you guys are keeping up with the work and trying to get it done. I know a lot of us have already, and so that's good to see. But again, if you haven't yet checked out the new assignment on Google Classroom, whether you're in 7th, 8th, or 6th grade, this assignment was just posted earlier this week. It's about the United States Census that is currently going on. Everything is on Google Classroom for you guys. The actual assignment, what you guys are going to be graded on, is the quiz, okay, on Google Forms. It's a 10 multiple choice questions, nothing that you need to type or write out. Just make sure when you're completing the assignment that you are actually providing your email address. That way I can get the scores. And click submit. Again, that way I can see them, grade them, and get the scores back to you guys. So like I said, I'll stay on for a few more minutes just to kind of answer any questions, or if you guys just want to chat or something, that's fine. Daniel, did you get a link from anybody, or do you need me to try to post this link for you so you can join the chat on Hangouts? And as I'm waiting for a response here from Nathaniel. And Carmelo, if you did not hear or did not see it on Google Classroom, there is a new assignment that was posted on Tuesday. It is looking at the United States Census. So just take the time to head to Google Classroom, check out the assignment, see what you're being asked to do. The article is very short. And then there is a 10 question mini quiz, I guess, about it. All multiple choice, nothing you need to write. So just take the time to do that. And you have plenty of time to look at it. For a tentative, you have not gotten one. For a tentative due date, I put the 13th, kind of that first day back from spring break. So if you want to, look at it tomorrow, you can. You can, watch the first part of the stream, Carmelo. If you missed, what I did was kind of read the article out loud and then went over the questions. That's also what I did in yesterday, or in the video that was posted earlier this morning. So, if you missed or joined late, check out the earlier videos. I'll stay on here for a few more minutes. But if you guys got everything you needed, I mean, you got the work completed. Just make sure you hit submit and sign in or type or provide the email address. That way I can see the scores and stuff. So Nathaniel, I'm going to try to post this link for you here in the chat. And for anybody else that's not already in the Akron Middle School chat on Google Hangouts, please maybe sorry, click on the link that I'm going to be posting here so you guys can see any kind of updates, or if you have questions about the work, you can ask the teachers because all of us are on here. Okay, whether it's maths, science, language arts, you had a question in any subject, ask it, and one of the teachers will be more than happy to help answer. All right, so here's what I'm going to be doing for you, Nathaniel, and anybody else not in the chat. About to post it here in the our chat for you. And there's parents on here. There's other students. So does anybody else have any questions regarding the work or anything else in terms of what's to come for social studies here in just a little bit? So I'll stay until for a few more minutes. And Katana, if you are still on here, and if not, I'm talking to nobody, then that's fine. But for some reason, it does not show that you have turned in the Google Forms thing. Again, I believe you that you did, but for one reason or another, I am not seeing it. I got your brother's, but I did not get yours. So just double check, make sure you entered your email address correctly for some reason. I know there were a couple issues with or that I wasn't seeing responses or submissions right away. So I edited the assignment and some things got screwy. So if some changes need to be made, I will make those changes so I can try to help you guys out, because I don't want you to feel like you did the work for nothing. Again, I believe that you totally turned it in. I know you're not one to just it's not letting me. So Nick, are you saying it's not letting you in the Hangouts? Because like I said, I see Dimitri's Katana, but I want to see if I can. Because I don't want to have to make you guys do this like more than once. That wouldn't be fair to you guys. Because I did like a little practice one where I put my email in and everything. Okay, so I can. Okay, yeah, I see Dimitri's. I was just making sure. I don't want to cancel. Sorry. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. I know that's great, like video. Not really. Maybe I just need to refresh my page so I can see it, Katana. Okay, I got it, Katana. First, yeah. So I got it. I don't know why it's not showing that it says turned in, but I do have it, Katana. So yeah, I have it. I don't know why it wasn't showing for some reason. I don't. I just don't know if this is all being like Google Classroom and stuff like that is being used so much that it's getting overloaded or something. But yeah, I have it. So I have yours and Dimitri's. If for some reason, like on Google Classroom, it says that it's not showing that it's turned in, I don't know why it would say that, but I do have it. I'll try to let your mom know because she like emailed me. I saw as we were doing this chat that is saying it wasn't turned in. But as the days move forward and during spring break, I'll keep checking these and make sure to get you guys your scores and stuff like that. But unless you guys have any other questions and about whether it's the work, about Hangouts or something, I'll try to stay until about 1 o'clock maybe. Or if everybody's good and has the stuff that they need, I'll get going here. But I want to just make sure that I let you guys get what you need. So if you want to Katana, let your mom know that I do have both your submission and Dimitri's. That'd be helpful. If not, I can just email her back here in a little bit. But yeah, I got them. And like I said, I don't know why it's not showing on Google Classroom. That's really weird. I just don't know if it's not loading correctly. But it actually looks like it's going to be a nice day outside. It's been cold the last few, but it's supposed to be like in the mid 50s. So I know it's being like she can hear you. Okay. Yeah, so I do have them. For some reason, it's not saying that it is turned in on Google Classroom. I don't know why, but I double checked and I do have them, Miss Brown. So fear not. I know getting kind of cooped up is annoying sometimes. So get outside, do a quick walk around the neighborhood or something. That's fine, but try not to go out into public a whole lot or avoid the large crowds. And we want to take this pandemic seriously because it is kind of getting worse. It seems like in certain parts of the country and certain parts of the world. So, but Ohio's been doing a nice job. No problem. And thank her for letting me know that there is a potential issue. Again, I don't know. Like it's showing that Dimitri's is turned in on Google Classroom, but for yours, for one reason or another, Katana, it's not saying that it's turned in. I don't know. It's being screwy. Okay. Well, I guess on that note, I'm probably going to head off here. Thank you for all the students that joined or that participated in the Hangout. I'll be back tomorrow for 6th grade. Pretty much going to be doing the same thing, going over the article, looking over the questions for this assignment. But if you're in 8th grade or 7th grade and either you missed the first part of this or you were kind of waiting yesterday and you couldn't catch the live stream, join us tomorrow about 1 o'clock is when I'll be going on. Again, I'll send a little reminder on Hangouts and stuff like that. If you haven't, guys, please make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel and click the little bell so you get notified and put the option to all so that maybe that's going to help you guys get notified when we do go live or when new videos are submitted. But again, thank you for everybody that joined us today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.